dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola.
That's how it is.
Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lascio.
All right, welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, as always, Brian Dorr.
Welcome, everybody.
All right, Brian, number 79 tonight. All right,
Yeah.
show number 79, and again, we're gonna just keep rolling here, you know, because I think this is what we like to do.
It's fun. It gives us something to talk about.
All right, we'll start off with, like always, on the youth side of things with some travel soccer going on. You want to start off with your team first? Yeah, let's get an update.
It's been a while. We had, this past weekend has,
Yeah, unfortunately.
everybody, there was no soccer. I had no clue what to do with myself. You wake up.
Yeah.
I understand Sunday was Mother's Day, but, when you have your plans and, everything's running around it. So a lot of rain, a lot of water at Miller. I was shocked they closed Owl Hollow as well, but from what I hear, it was puddling around the corners. But an update, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, had our quarterfinal game, the Freedom, up at Wagner College, and we are able to fight off a competitive team, HBC, from all the way out in Long Island. We were able to hold them off and get a 1-0 win and advance to the semifinals. So we're back where we were last year.
A year ago. Well, congratulations
Thank you.
on that.
I know you're not. I know you have a little bit more pressure on the team and me, saying that you at least got to get back to where we are, which we did. And one of the things I said to the girls afterwards, and I really directed it towards the newer girls, because despite everything, it was still special getting back to it. But now my message was, the other girls didn't really know what went down up until that game. So I gave, I'm not to go over to him, but I told him, and now I said, now we're back at it with a full roster. Now we go back at it with, 13 kids, 7v7 playing again. So now we go and see what we got. So now, because of this past weekend with the rain,
Everything got...
the game that was supposed to determine our semifinal opponent was canceled.
Okay.
So now we're waiting on New York Club and those two teams to work out their scheduling. We were planning on playing this weekend. The rules stated that you need to play this weekend or the latest 25th of May. They kind of wanted everything wrapped up before Memorial Day, which I understand, get everything set, but as it stands now, it looks like we're going to probably be playing the weekend after Memorial Day, which is the week before the championship. But the championship is good. It's good. It's out at a complex out in Long Island. So it's not you're trying to find field space. To play a game on a Saturday or a Sunday to determine if you're going to the championship or not, and then have to go play the next week is no big deal.
We spoke about that earlier.
We spoke earlier this morning.
For the Champions League, I like that back-to-back stuff. There's no gap in between. You lose a little bit of the, the oomph, maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, but again, at this age, there's really no. You're not carrying that momentum. From
but it's fresh in the players' minds.
It just works out that we played that game, we won. Then we had our regular league game and we lost. But you know what? Again, I tell the girls, I don't care about that. That we lost. Yeah, it hurts. Nobody wants to lose. You're a competitor. Everybody's a competitor. But the bottom line is my girls went out there and they played hard. That's it, and Bobby and I, our trainer, he was on the sidelines for a little bit, actually said, you know, and what I liked about it is he goes, they played football today.
Right.
And they did. They played football.
Right.
They played the way everything we're teaching them. So that's all I ask. They go out and try and they
All
play.
right,
So let me guess. We got a phone call already.
No, I think he's telling us to keep rolling, so
All
we'll
right.
keep going.
So that was that weekend. We won. We advanced to the semifinals.
Right.
Don't know our opponent yet.
Okay.
As far as anything else going on, and we had some, you know, again, it's been 2 weeks, a
Right.
week now since fire. That was, you know, neither of us were there.
Right.
I don't even know if we got to speak about it, those games, if that was all last. No, we didn't.
The
right?
last show we did was the 24th.
So neither of us were there, so we don't know, but I know they lost
Well, they-
two
yeah.
heartbreakers.
Right,
One was a state cup
Yep,
game,
Yep.
which was their quarterfinal game.
Right.
And once again, they went down to PKs. But what I like about it, John, is it wasn't, they finished regular time and they went to PKs.
Right.
They played 2 10-minute periods.
They kind of
gave
did it-
the team,
right.
each team, the ability to put that ball in the back of the net
Right. the
before
way-
going to it.
Right. The way you would like to see it.
Right, before going to that. And unfortunately, they lost 3 games, 3-2 in PKs. No big deal.
Yeah. The first game on Saturday, I was at that game.
Right, you were
Right.
there for that game.
They lost the 1-0 game on an own goal. I mean,
And that happens when you play defense.
yeah, but what could you do?
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know, again, we're talking about if it was a professional team, we
different.
we could kill them a little bit more.
Right.
But it's the kids, so
But
you know,
they're
it
kids,
happens.
and
And
they played-
the girl really felt bad about it. Okay, it was a
Of
tough
course.
thing because it happened within minutes of the game.
Right.
ending, within
Right.
5 minutes or so.
Right.
So, and then the next day we weren't there, but we did hear that they played an excellent game, a lot better. So, and they lost in
You know,
PKs.
and one of the things, and this is something we can talk about because we did mention it and I mentioned it to George at one point because he gave us our information.
Yep.
The one thing that it's always been is that team, and we've said it here, they have a ton of talent and
Yeah.
they could be a really big elite team.
Yeah.
However, they play to their opponent. From what I understand, the opponent
tough,
that
yeah.
they played on Saturday was nowhere near as strong as the opponent they played on Sunday.
Right.
And, you know, and from speaking to people, if they were to play the way they did on Saturday against that team they played on Sunday, it probably would have never went to PKs
Right.
in their favor, you know, for them to even
Right.
get there.
Right.
There would have been no extra time. So what
Well-
they need to do is recognize their talent, recognize where they belong. And they're at that age. They're not 10-year-olds
No.
anymore. They're getting to be high school age kids where your high school coach is going to expect you to put your foot on the opponent's throat
Right.
and put the hammer down when needs to be.
In other words-
not play down to them.
In other words, just put a team away that you have to put away.
Right.
Put them away.
Don't right.
It is worth noting that second game on Sunday that we both weren't there for was a cup game.
Yes, it was.
So they're eliminated.
They're eliminated
out
from
of-
the cup.
Right, so there's- for this-
definitely went further this year than they did last year. Last year they didn't get out of the group stage.
Right.
This year they made it to the quarterfinals. You know, it hurts,
Yep.
especially when you play the game that you played and you come down to that.
A couple of seasons ago, they won it all,
Yes,
right? Right?
yes.
2015, was it? Was it? Right?
Yes, they won it. They did win it all.
Right.
And you know what? It's youth soccer, so very rarely do you get a dynasty.
Right.
But you're there. You got to
Mm-hmm.
get into the tournament. So the purpose, the key is to get out of
Well,
the
you're
group
not too
stage.
far from a dynasty with your team.
No, I'm
yeah?
far
Well, you're
from-
right
no,
back.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
whoa. Let's go back.
No,
to
let's not call it a dynasty. No, it's not a dynasty.
Get yourself into a final, so you're going to be a team that for at least for the cup tournament, you're always back in it and,
Well, listen,
and
this
have
is
a chance
this
to win.
is only the second year.
Okay, well that's okay.
So
Second
that's
year.
fine. We're getting there. I don't put the cart before the horse.
No, of course you won't do that as the coach, but I could speak about it.
You could speak about
you
it,
know.
but I can tell you this right now. Do I look at the team I have in front of me and say, if they stay together, I can see them playing at a really high level as they get older?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I think they have it in them to beat a team?
Right.
Or or play their hardest and give a team, a highly competitive match? Yes.
All right, that's
But
that's
I'm
it.
not we got here.
All
We
right.
got here now. Now it's a
right.
matter of our opponent, and we go and we play that
Gotta
one
be in it.
game. You got to get there, and that's
Right.
what the point is. You get there.
Right.
All you got to do is give yourself there. So I'm proud of my girls. I'm proud they got to where they are,
And they're giving themselves a chance.
and that's it.
That's
It,
it.
it means a lot to them, and I'm sure it means a lot to the parents that went through everything as well to see these girls
Right.
get a second chance, and now it's on an even playing field. We'll call it.
For the parents,
go from there.
It's all the practices that they
That's it.
go to, and
That's right.
it makes
It's
it
all
all
the
worth
practices,
it.
sitting out at Miller Field or Owl Hollow in the cold weather,
Oh, I
the
got-
rain. So but it's about the kids, and you know what? They're there, and it's a regular. I continue to keep it like a regular game to
Yeah,
them.
no, you have to.
They don't need to know anything else. They go out and play, and we'll go from there. So hopefully maybe we'll get lucky. We had a home game.
Right.
I don't know what the other two teams, based on the rules, they have a
Right.
different way. If you
Right.
hosted a home game, and so we might have another home game for the semifinals. And if there is, believe me, check Staten Island Soccer Report
Yeah.
Facebook page, because I will
Well-
promote it.
well, we're
and if
gonna
we can get
be-
people to
yeah.
get down there for at least the semifinal game,
We're gonna
we'll
try.
we'll try to get people
Yeah.
at this at the field. It's at Wagner. So,
All right.
but that. I don't even know who our opponent is
We're
yet.
definitely going to try and do
So-
some more games. We're going to show a clip in a little bit about a game that we've done
Mm-hmm.
on play-by-play. So we're going to get into more of that, recording
No, that'd be
games
fun.
and doing some the play-by-play stuff is just
It's
for,
hard.
It's for fun.
It's for fun
not
us
an easy-
doing it.
Right, right,
We're trying to
right,
keep
right.
track, because then we get caught up watching the game as
Right.
parents, and
It's more
It's tough.
to bring the game, to the viewers, actually. All right, we might have a caller on the line right now. All right, welcome. You're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. Maybe not yet. So yeah, we're going to show a clip that.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Benny, John.
Hey, all right, we got Benny on the line. What's going on, Benny? Head coach of the Great Kills.
Pardon, you want me to call in, give you some updates of my soccer stuff?
Definitely. Let's hear what's going on.
Okay, I'm coaching right now U7 girls for Great Kills. We're Team
Okay.
Italia,
All right.
and right now we played 6 games. We're undefeated. We just came out of that futsal tournament in the winter. We won the championship there.
Whoa.
And they've been on a roll. It's just, the defense is just unbelievable. We're not giving up any goals. And it's just, right now it's just scary because they're young and it's wreck, but
Yeah, but
we're
you.
moving on.
I'm sure you're loving every second of it. And like you said, like you just said, it's rec. They only use 7 girls. And
Right.
what you just said, you won an indoor tournament, right? You won and you're undefeated outdoors right now. Well, when are you going to bring them over to travel?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of travel. I had it. My son was in travel. You're traveling all over the place, and to me, high school, college is where it's important to play soccer.
All right.
Rec is just a neighborhood. You're in the neighborhood. I'm not into the traveling all over.
All right, so right now you're at the U7 level, which I don't think Staten Island Soccer League records your wins, right? There's no standings.
No, it doesn't count. But you know from when you coached, you keep in count, but yourself.
Yeah, are you trying to make a run at my record or something?
Well, like I said, we played last season for the first time. We came out of a clinic
All right.
from Great Kills last season, and we were playing teams that already were playing U5, U6, because
Playing, right.
Great Kills comes from a clinic and goes right to U7.
Right, they don't
so
play
it was
games,
a
yeah.
big adjustment the first season.
Right. All right, listen, Benny, we got.
We decided, I took the girls, the most of the team into that I-Star Futsal League. and they developed a lot in there, playing together. And like I said, we won that championship, so we went right from that league, we went right to this season. And the girls showed a ton of improvement. I'm really happy with them.
Well, there's nothing like playing actual games. I mean, you could practice all you want, and I don't, listen, every club could do whatever they want to do, but most clubs I know on the island, on the rec side, start playing games at U5, So you could practice and clinic and this and that. That's all fine and dandy, but, you got to play games. It's the only way you're really going to see where your team is at. And it really doesn't really make much of a difference because we're talking about rec soccer,
But, I'm sure Benny at Great Kills, because actually Brianna's goalie coach used to coach at Great Kills Torrey.
Right.
So I did a lot of talking with her, and I know the program that Benny's talking about, the clinic, they do a great job.
Yeah.
And they play there. They don't just go, and it's not just a clinic, they're teaching them skills, but then they put them into small-sided games to teach them how to play the game. And then, now at U7, they're still playing. Benny, what are you, 5v5 at U7? 6v6?
No, we're 7 versus 7.
Okay, 7v7, which is still small enough that, they're getting enough touches and they're playing and they're learning how to move into space. So it's good for them it's good for them just to play. That's all it is play.
All right, well, listen, since you're steamrolling here through everybody, we got to get you on the show. We got to get your girls on here one day. If not this season, next season when stuff starts to count for you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. My daughter was saying she was interested too, so we'll see. We'll try to work something out with that.
I'm sure all the girls would love to be on television. That's what it's all about. Remember, we know you're camera shy, but I'm sure your team would love it. All right, Benny.
Yeah, just one more thing. I'm playing in the futsal league myself on Wednesday night.
Oh,
It's a lot of fun.
Playing with,
You play with George and Russell then, huh?
Right, yep. They beat them last week, I believe.
I played against his team. Matter of
Okay.
fact, we beat them this last week.
Yeah. All right, so what's going on with that? Is that still going on? That's the men's league? Or the adult?
Yeah, it's the men's league. Now this Wednesday's a playoff game, so we're 4-4. So now it's a playoff game.
Well, those records don't count anymore, right?
Now it's a tournament. Now it's playoffs.
Right.
You
Now-
win, you move on.
Repeat that?
The records during the season don't count. Now it's one game, right? Win or lose, go home.
Yes, win or lose, and
That's it. All right.
and then you could win a championship. Now it's only you win 2 games, you're in.
Maybe we'll get the men's team to
Yeah.
come on.
Listen, right, just pass the word on Wednesday. Maybe I'll even come by Wednesday night. And we'll definitely want whoever wins that tournament to come on the show.
All right, bring your camera crew there, and Wednesday night. The first game is at 8:20.
All right, Benny. Anything else you want to add? We got some stuff to go over here.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing about this New York FC.
New York City FC, yeah? Go ahead.
Okay, I know you're saying Pirlo is old, but a guy, a legend like that, should not be on the bench. I don't care how slow he is.
Oh.
Especially when you want to try to bring soccer up here in the United States. Here's a guy, a legend came from Italy to come here, and that's disrespectful to put that man on the bench.
Benny, with all due respect, you got to look at it from a business side of things, all right? He's hurting the team more playing the 90. If he was playing 90, he would hurt the team more than help. So finally, someone with guts, and they benched him.
I love the way the guy plays.
No
but when
doubt.
I'm watching him play, he's he's relegating himself back to just playing that holding midfielder role, and he's not even putting himself in a position.
And
to
I
be a
don't say
threat.
this with any disrespect. No disrespect. He should be playing with you guys on Wednesday night.
You got to remember something. This MLS league brought him down. He didn't bring the team down.
Well,
They brought him down. You could talk to anybody that wanted him to go to a national team to
Right.
go play.
Yeah.
They don't even want to count the MLS as a legitimate league outside the United States.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right
No,
about
you're
that.
right.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we could spend the whole hour talking about Pirlo and if he should play, if he doesn't play. Great player in his day. You know, that's all you really could say about him. He's not even in he's not even dressed. They don't even show him on the bench. Where is he? Is he in the locker room filling the bottles?
I don't know. Where is he? That's what I wanted to know.
Pirlo is missing in action. We need show your face. We don't know where he is. Anyway, Benny, listen, we got a lot of stuff to cover here. Thank you for calling in, and I'll catch up with you soon.
All right, let me go. Good luck with the show.
Thanks,
All right,
Benny.
Take care, guys.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, we could talk about Pirlo. You know,
Yeah, I mean, we have that debate all the time, and nobody's saying to go with what Benny was saying. The MLS brought him down. It's a different, and we talked about it. The style of play here in the U.S. is totally different than what they're used to playing overseas.
and you could see the way Pirlo's game is possession. They don't play.
Right. They don't play.
No, no.
I
we
mean,
don't
listen, they're professionals, but if you watch them, they kick and chase the ball.
Yeah.
I hate using that term, but they're doing it a little bit more.
use it.
A little bit more, methodically.
All
They'll
right.
kick the ball into space.
You know what? Speaking of possession, New York City FC leads the league in possession. It's amazing. It really is. At 9 out of the 10 games they led. All right, we got a caller on the line. Welcome. You're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. Nothing there yet? All right, we'll just keep going until we get this caller through. Yeah, 9 out of the 10 games they led. Hello? Nothing yet. All right, we're just going to keep going until we get the call. There's also a delay. All right, the call is off. So, yeah, 9 out of the 10 games that they played, they led in possession. Doesn't really mean much.
Listen,
I mean, it does, because if you have the ball.
But then again, you look at it, and I like that they're trying to do that, because then you go and look at Atlanta.
Yep.
And Atlanta, with their manager,
Right.
who's the former manager of Argentina
Yeah.
and Barcelona.
Right. Right. He's had talent, right?
And he's had
He knows how to.
and this team, that's what they're playing. They're playing the possession, they're playing defense, and they're counterattacking.
Okay.
They finished in a 1-1 draw yesterday
Yep.
against Portland.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into the MLS.
But there's plenty of that.
What else with the youth side?
As far as the youth side, there really wasn't much to.
All right. Looks
to
like
we got tryouts going on. Caller, you there?
no. All right. So we'll wrap up with the tryouts.
Hello?
Yes, caller. You're on the Staten Island
Hello?
Soccer Report. Yes, you're here. There's a 10-second.
You hear me?
Yes. Caller, what's your name? Where are you from? All right.
This is George, but I don't hear you through my phone.
All right, George. There is a delay, so you could speak.
Well, you wanted to chime in, George, about the Wednesday night
How you guys
futsal league?
doing?
All right,
Good.
George. What's going on, Georgie?
Yeah, we want to talk about the Wednesday night futsal.
Well, of course,
We're
you got.
playing Benny's team, I think, this Wednesday.
All right, great. We just
okay.
had Benny on, and all right. Did you hear what he said? Guaranteed victory for his side.
Yes, I did.
All right. Well, listen. Congratulations to getting to this.
I don't know. They won that last one.
Yeah, they won last week's game. All right, George, give us an
We
update.
won the two before.
Sounds like they're the only two teams that are playing.
Yeah, right. I think there's 4 teams. George, how many teams are in the league?
There are 4 teams.
Oh, there are 4 teams. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Good luck this weekend. I'll see if I could come by and. Is there any seating available?
There's plenty of seating. There's a lot of seating available. You can come and watch.
Okay.
Good games. They're very, very competitive.
All right, you guys are the first game at 8:30, I think he said?
I'm not sure what time our game is. It's either an 8:40 game or a 9:20 game.
Oh, that's late. I
think it's-
finishing
I think-
practice. I might have to take the Freedom there to watch that.
I think it's 8:30, all right. 8:30 playoff game at Star of the Sea, right?
Yeah, the Star to see at the Athletic Center, though.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Anything else you want to add, George?
Yeah, just wanted to say a few words about the youth soccer. We had our tryouts this Tuesday and Wednesday, right next to Brian, and we had 6 new girls come by. We're gonna we extended an offer to 4 of them, and let's see who accepts it. I think some of them will accept it, or most of those 4 will accept it.
Right.
And the other 2 girls were 1 year younger than where we play, so we recommended them speak with Frank and see if he could form another team for another 9 for next season.
Right. Okay.
Maybe we'll get John to coach that team.
Well, all you got to do is make an offer, you know? All right, so how's your team coming along?
Yeah, except they don't pay you, John.
Yeah, well, how's your team doing, George?
Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get many games in. We've only played 3 games.
Yeah, well, the weather hasn't been,
Yeah, the weather definitely has not been
All this
conducive
rain
to
out
us
has been
playing
pushing us back
soccer.
and back. So we're 1-2.
okay.
We're 1-2, and but we played much better than our record states. But unlucky in a couple of plays, and the results weren't what we wanted it to be. But we've definitely developed along the beginning of the season.
Well, now, let's not forget, you're a U9 girls team, and it's the first season outdoors for
Right.
them, right?
That's correct.
All right, so, I mean, just got to let this season go by and, evaluate and see and learn from your mistakes and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
they really can't take too much out, especially the first time team playing
Right.
together and stuff like
And
that.
George, they didn't start in the fall. This is their first time
Right.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're getting their feet wet. They're getting used to it. They're running on. In their eyes, they're running to the kids on his team. They're running on a full size pitch,
Yeah. And like you said,
and they're just getting it.
Getting their
It's the
feet wet.
first time getting into competition, even though they've played rec.
Yeah.
George, most of your girls played rec, correct?
That's correct. We only had 2 girls that had some sort of travel experience.
So there, I mean,
All right.
but it's a different level of competition.
Yeah.
It's, but I got a chance to look over at George's girls and watch what they're doing.
All right.
And him and Ernest are doing a really good job with them.
So, George, your job is safe for at least this season, okay?
I would say yes, and I would say it's more. I would give 100% credit to Ernest.
Yeah, Ernest, you got yourself there a great trainer.
Yes, you do.
One of the best on the island. And there's a couple of guys out there that are pretty good.
I would say so and agree with that.
Yeah, and his passion for the game is like, it's definitely up there. All right, George, we're going to move on. We got about 30 minutes to go and a lot of professional stuff to cover. Well, catch you on the field.
Catch you on the field. I hope to see you Wednesday.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks, George. Good luck.
All right, that's George with the Dolphins.
Yes.
Silver Lake.
U9 Dolphins.
All right. Let's close the book on the youth side of things.
Yeah, there's not much.
And before we start, actually, you know what? There is one more thing I want to mention. I want to thank Karen for giving me the heads up on that. We went over to Ala Hollow a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was a nice thing. One of the parents.
Oh, the event that you
Right.
taped. Yeah, that
Right.
will show the rolling.
Right. We went there. Right. We're going to show Roland in a few minutes. We went over to Ala Hollow. It was a parent that is battling, cancer and stuff. So she couldn't make the games, on the road,
Right,
to see her
right.
daughter. I believe her daughter stopped playing to take care of her mom for a
Okay.
bit. So they organized the game on the island, so where she could come out and see her daughter play. And you know what? I said to myself, and I made a quick phone. I want to thank Joel, all right, from CTV. He came down, made a call to him, and without a doubt, he just said, yeah. I told him the story. And he was down there within hours' notice, like 3 hours.
That's great.
All right?
That's great.
He came down with his cameras and all his equipment, and he said, John, you're going to do play-by-play? And I'm like, all right, let's do it. If you're going to come down here on short notice like
Right.
this, I'll do whatever it takes.
And from what I saw, because I wasn't able to be there, but I jumped in on the live feed. It was a nice event. It wasn't just a game they played.
Right,
It was they had a DJ down there. They had pizza down there for the girls. They had
Yep.
teams playing each other, and
Yep.
it just seemed like a really nice event.
It was a great event that night. It was a little on the chilly side. We're gonna actually, if the control room is ready, we'll let's just roll a little piece of that game that was played a few weeks ago, and whenever they're ready to go, there it is. Renegades turn the ball over. Yeah. All right, here's a chance now. Let's see, shot. That was an easy.
the Facebook,
Seems like it was an easy shot for the keeper.
Feed could only hear.
You could hear it, but you go on to YouTube
Right,
later
they'll see.
on today.
All right, here come the
tonight or
Pride
tomorrow.
with the ball, trying to get out of their own end, and it's turned over. And the Renegades have woken up here in this game. Let's see if they can do anything with this ball. Chance in the middle. Oh! She hit that, I believe. I don't think she got all of that shot.
Renegades
That ball
from New
went wide,
Jersey.
and it's a goal
and the
kick.
Pride
Goal kick.
Okay.
from Staten Island. And it is worth noting,
Right across the crease. Well, the crease is in hockey, but we'll call it the field.
a good bunch
right
of
across the
Jersey
goal
team
mount.
girls live on the island. So.
Right. Well, we find that a lot.
Hockey
All right,
is
go.
so complicated.
Goal kick coming up. And the Renegades have really now put the pressure on the Pride. All right.
In possession of the Pride. And it'll be a free full ball.
It's going to be Renegade throwing on this real frigid night in
We're
Staten
just showing a
Island.
clip on the television side.
Really
so
cold night tonight.
Facebook guys, just hang in there.
Unseasonably cold for a May night. All right, throwing coming up for the Renegades. Long throw, good throw. Ball's in the 18, and there's a chance now. Here's a shot, here's a goal!
Goal! Goal!
This game is now tied at 1.
Goal! Goal! Goal!
Renegades
That was
have tied this thing up.
that wasn't John with his goal
That
call.
wasn't my goal call. That was
All right.
our director
It's now
tonight.
tied game between the BLM Renegades and Staten Island Soccer Club.
All right, we're back. I got to tell you, I really did have some fun doing the play-by-play. Of course, I'm nowhere near any of these guys on the professional level, but it was fun doing it. Again, it was just a great event. It was a good night, little on the chilly side. And again, thank Joel. I don't know if he's watching this thing at home, but thank him for coming out there and taping it.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That really
Anything
is.
that we could do to help anybody in any situation, again, you just contact us through Facebook or the show here. All right, we might have another call. I think this is our third call of the night. We're rolling. You're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. All right, until we get him on, I'm going to start with City AB and Body.
We still
All right,
gonna
we're
talk
on-
about them?
Caller, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. Nothing yet. Okay. Yeah, well, I want to put to rest FC Body because they are now officially eliminated.
Oh, it's official now.
Now,
That's it? They have their-
listen, you got to keep playing. If you're
Right, but-
mathematically, you got to keep
But
playing.
is it mathematically
They're
now?
done.
They're done.
They're done. They're 4 points or out with a game
Marco
to go.
must be losing his mind.
Yeah, so they're done, whatever they need to do, in Italy and Body to take care of that team, straighten things out, they need to get it done. All right, but I do want to congratulate Spal, okay, for winning City AB. And they're going
Oh, they did win. Okay.
49-year absence in City A.
Call
Yes.
you there?
You're on the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Vincenzo.
Yes, Vincenzo. All right, he's either he's not getting it or whatever the case
Right.
is. So, like I was saying, Spal, the Serie B winners. All right, 49-year absence.
But now, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2 or 3 years ago they were in like Division 3 or 4,
well,
right? And
that's fine,
this is
yeah.
no, but this is their. They
Right.
just this is their first year in B, I believe.
Yes, yes, Vincenzo, you're on the line. All right, it's not working out with Vincenzo. We might have to just let him call us back. All right, we got to move on. Yeah, so congrats to them. And they got it done. They got their players, whatever they
Whatever it is,
did.
and now they're going to go.
All right.
And listen, even if it's for a year,
Listen,
what we talked about is you
You
go
got it.
for a year, you're going to have these teams come to your arena.
right.
There's
right,
going to be
right.
money spent
Of course.
at your arena,
You're going to have
come.
all the big boys coming in now, okay?
your
So-
restaurants, your hotels. You're
Yeah.
going to make some more money.
Yeah.
It's going to help your economy.
All right, Vincenzo, is that you on the line? All right, we're having a hard time with the phone, and
Vincenzo,
I know the service in here is not great, so even on the Facebook feed we
Right.
have a little problem, but we got to keep going because
yeah,
we're on the
before
television.
we know it, we're going to run time.
Right,
run Out of
exactly.
time.
So, you know what? A couple of other things to note. Francesco Totti. Now, I don't know. I've heard rumors. I don't know if you follow this or not, but he was supposed to retire this season. Nothing official came out of him yet. The team is offering him a job,
Okay.
all right, for next season, all right. But again, he hasn't said anything about retiring, and I don't get it. Why would you want to come in? Yesterday, Juventus, Roma. I'm supporting Roma just for one day because they beat Juve. He comes in the 85th minute. Francesco Totti, I don't know. I mean,
I know.
there's a statue of this guy outside the stadium in Rome.
But that's just showing you where they're at with him. And I don't think it's. I
No,
don't
but
think
why?
it's that.
What is the point? 85th minute to come
If
in.
you're coming in, if you're playing, and you're at the point now, going back to like with Pirlo, if you're playing and you're relegated to coming in the 85th minute.
Yeah. But this guy, at least the cameras are on him
Right,
all
I
season
get
long,
it,
you know?
but
you see him around. Pirlo,
They're kind of telling you, you're not, you're still,
Well-
the man that we have the statue made of, but
Yeah.
you're really not impacting the game anymore.
right. I get.
You're not putting
I
him
get.
in with 5 minutes left in the match.
I understand that, and he is so dedicated. We're talking about Francesco Totti to Roma that it's somebody he won't go anywhere else. So I don't know what the deal is
Well,
going to be.
who knows?
There's 2 more games to go. Roma's in second place, and we'll get
Okay.
to the standings in a second. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is. The media is saying he's retiring. He's not saying anything yet. So remains to be seen with Francesco, the great
Okay.
Totti. Now, Chelsea, we know. Take that away, Brian. I know Chelsea. They won their
They
championship.
won. Right. They won their league, which means they're the champions of
Right.
that seed. There's no playoffs, and now all of a sudden, Antonio Conte, he's leaving. The rumors are he's leaving. Where he's going, I don't know.
Right. Well, I did. From reading this article, it says, there are more rumors than reality, but he was linked to AC Milan.
Going back to Italy now.
Going back, of course, well, he ain't going. I don't think he would go anywhere
I don't-
else.
no,
If he makes a move, I think it's back to Italy. Yes, AC Milan could use
Listen,
a guy
so-
like Conte.
Right, but is it now? He did what he wanted to do. He went and he conquered.
He took Chelsea
the English
from-
Premier League
from the
in his
10th
first
spot.
year- right,
Right.
in his first year, so that's it. I'll move on now.
It could
could.
be. It could, but
Listen.
he's got 2 years to go on that contract. there.
Or do you make it and go on a run? Do you say, okay, now you challenge yourself? I want to do it again.
Well, wait, they got the FA Cup.
Well, then they got right.
He's in. Right, they're in that final with that at
right.
the end of the month.
So do you go and
So he could win 2 cups with Chelsea.
right? And that's it. He could do the club and he could win the FA Cup.
FA Cup, right?
But do you move now? Do you say with this team now next year? Now we go for the 3.
you know
We
what?
go back. We did this. Now we go back for it again. It's
Let's just take a look at his resume a little bit. He started out coaching in Bari, took them to Serie A, right? And then he parted ways. Once he got there, parted ways, right? Then he goes to Juventus, wins 3 championships with Juventus, three times. Goes to the national team, straightened them out a little bit because they were a mess after that loss to Spain.
okay.
All right, Spain beat it, all right? So straighten out the Italian team for a little bit. I would say the Italian team is where they are now because of him, okay? And then goes over to Chelsea, one season, wins a championship with
Right.
Chelsea. So now, if he wants to go to Milan, go for it. Let's see what he could do with Milan.
No, that's
He's going
it.
to turn them around because they're a mess.
Right. If that's what you're going to be, some people, that's what people. Some people are. They're the fixer. They go,
Let
they
'em-
fix it, they get it where it needs to be.
And go, and move on to the next. And we could use more guys like him.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of teams that need fixing. Especially there's one in City B right now. All right, so, all right, let's just go over some, the Spanish Premier League. We got a tie there for first
That's-
place.
And that's going to be fun. That's going to come down. Of course, it's Barcelona and Madrid. So,
But I see a difference here. Real has got a game in hand. Real Madrid's got a game in hand. So that could be the difference right there.
well, it could be. It could be. I don't know, how when that game is, who's, when it's going to get caught up, but
112 goals scored for Barcelona. Is this league is it really that weak? I mean, 'cause
it's
you got
that.
right. 100
It's that, the disparity
I'm
is
looking
there.
at I'm looking at different leagues. I mean, this is the English Premier League, and 76 is right.
yeah. There is a little, I'd
unbelievable.
like to think there's a little bit more parity.
All right, we might have a caller again on the line. Let's try it. You're on the Staten Island Soccer Report. Nothing happening with the call. All right, so, yeah, I mean, you could tell by the goals scored here by Barcelona, 112 compared to Chelsea's
Right.
76 goals scored. I mean,
But look, Real Madrid is right behind them with
yeah, with 100.
100.
But I think the style of play
It's a
within,
different style of play.
right, the top.
But again, it's also the parity in the sport, in the clubs, is really, I don't know how else to explain it.
Benny's responding back. He didn't guarantee a win. I know. I just said that on my own. That Wednesday night win.
Well, we just wanted to spur it a little bit.
Spark it up a little. All right. So yeah,
Give a little spark to a Wednesday night men's
It's a
league.
playoff
It's not
game.
even a beer league.
no. Right? Well, they might go out. They might go out after the games. But all right. So we got Chelsea on top. That thing is already wrapped up.
And that's all
Yeah, no,
wrapped
that's
up.
wrapped
It's
up.
done. It's done.
All right. We could get into what about 14 minutes to go. MLS.
MLS is still young. Still young.
Well, you're 10, 12 games into a season. Are you starting to see, teams pretty much? I mean, can anybody make a difference? All right, let's talk about the Red Bulls because obviously they're in our city. Can they turn it around? They've lost.
I hope they can.
They lost 3. Well, as a fan, put that aside.
Can it be anybody?
There's still time for a team
There's
to
still
turn it
time
around.
for teams to turn it around. What are you looking for? What are you missing? Is it just a formation? Is it what
Yeah.
you got? It takes time. You got to look at it. Same thing with New York City.
Well,
They have their moments,
yeah, and then they don't. Right. So it's
and then they, it's just. I like what I see with Toronto, which we always knew Toronto was going to
Yeah.
start turning around. If they get that three-headed monster going.
Well, it's going to be a two-headed monster for the next 2 weeks because Javinko got hurt.
Oh, did he? I didn't.
He got hurt yesterday.
And he was just starting to play.
And Javinko got hurt, and he's out for 3 weeks. They're
3
saying.
weeks. So that's,
He's quad.
I mean, it's still not a bad thing to have the two-headed beast that they have.
No,
out there.
not when, not when. Did you see highlights? I think
Yeah.
I mean, that guy out the door again. He's a beast,
It's
and the way he maneuvers.
he's
in
like
the
a linebacker.
yeah.
He really is, or a free safety running up there. He really
Yeah.
does look like a football player.
All right, so between him, Javinko, and all right, we're gonna try the caller again. Any luck this time?
Vincenzo.
No, Vincenzo going once. Vincenzo going twice. All right, Vincenzo, no more calls the rest of the night. That's it. We're done with the calls. We're having problems. We got the 2 callers on, and we're good enough. All right, so MLS on the western side of things.
It's still, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we know it's still early, and they got the whole summer still yet to play.
it's early. Things are
All right, I think 2 teams that could probably turn their seasons around is definitely the Red Bulls. I mean, obviously, showing the last couple of seasons they've played well during the regular season.
Right, but now
All right.
it's maybe this is what they need. Maybe now
Yeah,
they'll
they-
have a slow start, and then they'll pick it up at the end of the season and go on a run at the end to
Is
get
it-
into the playoffs.
Is it 3 games or 4 in a row? That they
3.
lost? All right, so 3 games in a row you lost. All right, you struggled scoring goals. It's 1 goal in the 3 games. Going back to the
And actually,
drawing
if I'm not mistaken, last night was the first time they lost a game
Right.
at home.
Yep. 19 games unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as a coach, it's back to the drawing board.
Well,
It's
yeah, you
back-
gotta
it's
figure it
back.
out. You gotta
settle
figure
things
something
down.
out.
Right. He's got to be the guy to settle things down here, this week, and just try to get things straightened out during practice, and then you see
Right?
what
You got
happens.
to figure what's going on, what's causing it.
You got to play again, right? So you try to make your adjustments. Maybe you plug a guy in or out,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and do what LA do what LA did. And they pulled their captain in the first half.
Yeah.
Right, and they're saying that was the reason what sparked them yesterday. Whatever works.
You got to do something.
Right.
Something's got to change.
We'll see I think they're playing Minnesota. Speaking about LA, and let's see if they go on a little run.
Yeah, they might, and they would, they
Right.
can go on a run too.
Right.
Anybody. This is
Right.
still a long season.
So New York maybe just has to do something out of the ordinary.
Right.
Change things up.
Right.
Treat it like if they're at home next week, treat it like a road game or
yeah.
something. Stay in a hotel or do something.
Do something.
Right.
You got to do something,
Right.
change it up.
All right. So MLS. Anything else we want to add to the MLS?
No.
Still trying. I mean, we still get a lot of knocks on it because.
Oh yeah, but I like what they're starting to do, and we don't have it in here. And one of the things maybe we got to start is the USL.
All right.
Because
yeah.
they're technically,
Right.
if I'm not, they're them and the NASL are kind of level 2,
Right.
and we should start looking at that too. 'cause
Actually,
we're
I did see it. I didn't pull it
Because
today,
we're starting to put, they're starting to put some, getting some games going on. You're starting to get players. They're starting to formalize
Yeah.
a tiered system.
Right.
So maybe it'll go even more. One of the things I forgot to do today in preparation for the show, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup is going on now.
Yep.
For those that don't know that's kind of just like the U.S. Open in golf.
Right.
You got to
Right.
you qualify to get in there. It's open to anybody, amateur teams, pro teams.
Yeah.
Eric Winalda coaches a team
Yep.
that's part of it. The Cosmos play in it.
Yeah.
That's very where you see the very rare circumstance where it's not a friendly.
Right.
Cosmos played New York City FC. The
Yeah.
Cosmos played
The Red
Bulls.
Bulls, I'd love to see the Cosmos.
So those games are going on. You find them online if you're interested in what the U.S. Soccer website has them. They stream a number of them live. So
Just,
that's going on.
One more thing about the MLS. I mean, it is where Seattle, the defending champs, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they're struggling too.
They're struggling, and you see a new team like Atlanta coming in, and they're playing. They're
Yeah.
competitive. Yesterday, since we have the NASL up in front of us, there was nothing else really on. Mid-afternoon, I turned it on. They were playing yesterday because their game on Saturday was canceled. Because
Okay.
they would play, it was so bad they're
Right,
playing that.
right.
And they play, they
Coney Island.
actually have a nicer field on a in a baseball stadium than the Yankees do.
Yep. Then New York City
Well,
FC.
New York City FC
Right,
does.
Yankees have a great stadium.
Right,
For baseball.
but for baseball, but they turn, and I think it's great. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crowd wasn't that big because of Mother's Day.
Right.
It was a postponed game, but they were losing 2-0 to Puerto Rico FC. And next thing you know, it was tied 2-2 at the half,
Okay.
and then it was 4-2 going in. So they came, they played hard.
Yeah.
It was entertaining soccer.
Again, every time I see the Cosmos on, I think and they're playing Puerto Rico or they're playing Miami. It's like the same team. I mean,
Right.
there's only 8 teams in the league.
There's not that many.
So.
Again, they're trying to do the best they can.
Yeah.
It's trying to promote it. It's giving an outlet for the kids coming out of, the younger kids coming out of college.
Right.
And that's something I just realized I found over the weekend. They started a second-tier system for the women's team.
Yes. Okay.
The women's,
Yeah.
it's the UWS,
Okay.
United Women's, it's UWS, I believe, or
Okay.
USWS. But my understanding is it's a semi-pro league. And we have a team here locally in Jersey, right over the bridge. It's
Yep.
FC Copa, but it's FC Copa, New Jersey, NJFC Copa,
Okay.
NJ Copa FC. I was bringing it up here. And, they're calling it's the UWS, United Women's Soccer. And actually, I'm sure there's more, but I know of one who is a resident of Staten Island,
Right.
played high school at Staten Island Academy,
Okay.
now plays, soccer at Philadelphia, and she's playing here, Janine Nunez. And I know her dad, her mom, her younger sister, and Janine actually worked with Brianna and her younger sister when they played together on the same rec team. She came down, trained, great kid, and it's good to see. And when I was talking to her dad about it, it's a stepping stone. It gets you there. So she's
Yep.
playing. So whereas kids play high school, they don't play in the fall. Then they play. They
Right,
play
they-
the
they
spring to
spring.
keep them going. So here they don't play. She's not getting paid, so it doesn't jeopardize
Right.
her eligibility.
Okay.
Now you're playing against top level competition. There's players that graduate, players that just committed to college, and you're playing against keep you going, and it gets you ready. They're calling it. They're saying it's a dedicated Tier 2 league, so they're
right, well,
obviously looking to promote it.
We'll pull some stats and
Yeah,
stuff.
we got to
and
start
we'll,
looking at it. And,
yeah.
and actually, the Western New York Flash
Right.
is a team in this league.
Right.
So they may have the rights may have been bought for the MLS team. But they now are still, the Western New York Flash are in here. Rochester has a
Okay.
team in here. Long Island Rough Riders out in Long Island, which the Copa team is going to play Saturday, I believe, according to the website. So,
All right.
there's a lot going on out there.
Last but not least, Brian, we're going to do City A a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know how much you follow.
No, I watch it, but you're the one who follows it the most.
Obviously, Juventus, I know everyone knows about Juventus and what they're doing right now.
Right.
I mean, it could be a magical season for them if they could win all 3 cups.
Well, I tell you what, that's going to be some game. That's going to be some game.
Well, let's listen. Let's talk about their City A right now. All right. I'm wearing the Roma shirt. All right, not because it was a gift anyway. But yeah, they won
But
yesterday.
they beat your team.
They won yesterday, and I don't think. Well, again, like we spoke about it before the show or this morning, Juventus 2/3 of the defense was on the bench. All right, no excuse. I mean, your backups have to come out and play, right? Just maybe not just as good as the starters, but
Right.
pretty close to it. I don't think Juventus looked like anything without their starters.
Okay.
Once you pull them, they just look totally different in my eyes.
All right.
So they lost 3-1 yesterday to Roma. I think Roma was definitely the more hungrier team, and I think they wanted to finish in second anyway. Roma's got this thing they want to finish second. That guarantees them a Champions League spot.
Okay.
As you can see, the
Right.
shaded areas here. All right, yeah. Now let's get back to the. Actually, Wednesday, Juventus is playing Lazio. Lazio right now is sitting
Okay.
fourth in the league for Coppa Italia.
All right, so that's
Well, they're
one
going
cup.
for the trifecta.
Right, so they'll have that cup hopefully Wednesday, and by the weekend they'll have the league. Right, all they got to do is
Wait.
get a win.
Right.
All
Okay.
right, and I think it's June 3rd. The first weekend in June is the Champions League final.
Right.
All right, any thoughts? Any thoughts on that game?
That's going to be some game.
And what do you mean by some game? How do you feel the game's going to go?
I don't like Real Madrid, and I don't like them for one player and one player only.
Yeah,
It's not because he's good and I'm jealous. No,
Right.
I just don't like him.
Right.
I don't like him.
What I don't like about him or anybody else that does it is a showboating and too much of it.
Well, that's it. Well, I don't like the way you watch him and how he treats
Right.
his teammates.
Okay.
That I don't like. I mean, they're all professionals. You're all paid to, but
The showboating stuff, running to the camera when he scores. We got cameras right here. We running.
right.
I mean,
or the way he yells at the refs because he
well,
thinks he
that-
demands
that-
a call.
Right,
and-
right. Well, then he's got to get a card for that.
But my point is that it's just the message he's sending.
Right.
So
Well,
I
listen.
don't know how it's going to go. Based on watching the way Uwe's played,
Right, right.
they're going to blow him out the water.
Well, listen, you got a dynamite offense, or you got an offensive. I mean, they could score goals.
Yeah.
Right? He's a threat.
Well, listen, no matter what you don't like about the guy can
Right,
put the ball in the back of
He's
the
a
net.
great soccer player. Playing when he plays the game, and we're having problems with the connection on the page. But when he's playing the game on the pitch, yes, he's a great player. And I think, like I said early on in this tournament, Barcelona was the team to come back from the 4-goal
Mm-hmm.
deficit. Juventus this season might be the only team that could stop them defensively because
Well, that's it.
Right. They may be the only team that could stop this guy.
This is going to be the signature. This is going to be a signature
Right.
Juventus game.
Yeah.
They're going to have to play solid defense and counterattack.
Barring everyone's healthy.
Right.
Let's
They're gonna need to go out, and if they so happen to score their goal to put them up ahead, they're gonna need to go into lockdown mode as
Right.
fast as possible,
Right.
but not give up on attacking because one goal, I don't care how good you are on defense,
Yeah.
is not going to stop Real Madrid.
Right.
It's
Yep.
just not going to do it.
No, and I think Juventus is built. I think that defense and offensively, they're built strong. As we all know, they got a great midfield also.
Right.
So
Well, that's it. But they gotta.
I don't know much about this Real Madrid team. As far as the team itself.
They are. It's like a Barcelona team. They're made up of a number of superstars at different positions, but they play really well.
Okay.
And it's not just you're not just going to get beat. It's not just watch out for Ronaldo.
Right.
You got Gareth Bale. You got Karim Benzema. You got Pepe. You got Marcelo.
All right.
You know, Tony Cruz. These are guys. It's just gonna.
Well, we got-
Sergio Ramos, James. I mean, these are all. So you're going against. These are guys that can all beat you.
Right. It's going to be something as far to watch.
Oh yeah.
To watch the Juventus defense, going up against these guys that could score
Well, that's
goals.
it.
And
That's what it's going to be.
Right,
It's going to
that's
be, and then to watch
Yeah. All right.
our buddy Gigi.
Well, Gigi's only going to be as good as his
Well,
defense.
that's it. But let's see. Gigi's putting a great season.
He's made a
together.
couple saves in the first game of the Barcelona match, but you know what, Brian? There's that
there's
that
the song.
and that's just going to be. I think Brian wants to wrap up the show tonight. Again, thanks to Brian behind the glass. Thank you to Joel for coming out and taping that game. And Brian, if we can, maybe next Monday we'll come back and do it again.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
It was nice doing it live.
Yep. And we're having a connect. I'm going to shut down.
Yeah, that's
this.
the hard. We haven't
Because the
really had
connection.
much of a problem, but it was good having everybody come on. Nice having the calls.
Yeah, we got some calls today. And again, if just join us on Facebook, the Staten Island Soccer Report, and like our page, follow us. We give you all the updates as much as we can, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, we're signing off for tonight. We'll see you guys soon.
Have a good night.
Da sola, mai. tanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da solo.